Liberty is under assault both here and abroad. In recent days, there's been reason to think that this country is moving backward, that freedom is being reduced, that rights we assumed were protected are no longer. A reminder that we remain in an ongoing battle for the soul of America, as we have for over 200 years. I know it can be exhausting and unsettling, but tonight, I want you to know we're going to get through all of this.
President Biden speaking at the White House yesterday during a July 4th celebration. Meanwhile, Senator Mitt Romney has written a new piece for The Atlantic in which he focuses on several of the challenges facing the country right now. His piece is titled "America is in Denial." Senator Romney writes this, quote, "What accounts for the blithe dismissal of potentially cataclysmic threats? The left thinks the right is at fault for ignoring climate change and the attacks on our political system. The right thinks the left is the problem for ignoring illegal immigration and the national debt. But wishful thinking happens across the political spectrum. More and more, we are a nation in denial. President Joe Biden is a genuinely good man," writes Romney, "but he has yet been unable to break through our national malady of denial, deceit, and distrust. A return of Donald Trump would feed the sickness, probably rendering it incurable. I hope for a president who can rise above the din to unite us behind the truth. While we wait, leadership must come from fathers and mothers, teachers and nurses, priests and rabbis, businessmen and businesswomen, journalists and pundits. That will require us all to rise above ourselves, above our grievances and resentments, and grasp the mantle of leadership our country so badly needs." So, Jonathan Lemire, this perhaps not surprising to see Senator Romney come out critical of Donald Trump, but there are many Republicans and many Americans, of course, who hear the early drumbeat of President Trump running for president again and worry about what may be around the corner for this country.
Yeah, as someone put it to me recently, that were Trump to be reelected, to take office again after 2024, after everything he had already done and the mismanagement of the pandemic, the way he used the powers of the office to enrich his family, and of course everything that led to January 6th and his big lie and his efforts to discredit the electoral system in this country. If were he to win again, we'd be in a new, very dangerous place, and the American experiment itself would be in jeopardy. And certainly, look, there are plenty of Democrats who don't like everything that Senator Romney stands for and positions he has taken. But he's right about that at the moment there does feel like there's a sense of real frustration and hopelessness surrounding this nation's politics. And President Biden, of course, a decent man, his hands tied in a lot of measures, trying to fight things like inflation or a Supreme Court where five of its justices, in fact, appointed by Republicans who lost the popular vote. And a lot of people really frustrated, angry, and almost hopeless about where things are, particularly in the wake of yet another mass shooting. So, yeah, really, there's no question that Senator Romney is onto something in terms of having to look for local leadership, for family members to try to find some inspiration. But right now, it does feel like hope is in short supply.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the wrong track numbers, they're just staggering, between 75 and 85%, depending on which poll you look at. That's the way the country feels things are going here.